share with us what you imagine the role of AI and data will be in the metaverse?
Thanks a lot for this question, Nicole. I think the ultimate metaverse is actually our brain. My brain is a perfect virtual reality generating machine. I see things, I can touch things, and in my brain, everything kind of is constituted. So we can definitely learn from the principles of the brain how to actually build a metaverse that feels very much intuitively. I had a discussion with Philip. I asked him, will we spend more time in the future, in the metaverse, in the physical world? And Philip told me, yeah, I'm not so sure. It still feels artificial. I would prefer like my human body. If we could create technologies that make the metaverse feel as if I was in my real body, then I think that would be the ultimate metaverse that we try to achieve. But definitely, I think artificial intelligence will revolutionize the metaverse and gives us the key to actually build a kind of a new world that might be a better world than our physical world these days.
Certainly, there'll be secondhand impact of children growing up in the metaverse, thinking in new ways and innovating in new ways.
So in the metaverse, I would imagine to have like a perfect scientific assistant, like the Captain Future series, for those who know him, like a flying brain with me. And I don't need to find solutions because the machines are doing that for me, but I need to ask the right questions. So I think human beings should be there to ask questions, but the machines are way better suited to actually gather this information.
This is not science fiction. This is, and I put up on Getter the other day when this article about the metaverse that Joe and I were talking about. They're coming for you kids. Children are going. Look, I understand people bang on the Q guys and everything like that. Hey, it's not it's them. That's Davos today at the closing thing. Children are going to grow up in the metaverse. Excuse me? Children are going to grow up in the metaverse, Joe Allen.
Yeah, that's the assumption, and I believe that for many people on Earth in the developed world, that will be the reality, just as it was with the internet, just as it was with television, but far, far more dangerous. With Pascal Kaufman, the gentleman we just heard, he's a neuroscientist who turned to artificial intelligence, founded StarMind International and Mindfire. His goal is to create a sort of corporate brain. So you could say that he's very much in league with people like Ben Goertzel of OpenCog and SingularityNet or Ray Kurzweil at Google. The intention is to create an artificial intelligence system that human beings could interact with through virtual reality that would function as a sort of guardian angel, a digital guardian angel, so that you could turn to this personified AI and ask any question you like. You heard him say that the difficulty of human endeavor is that we are unable to understand everything. The belief is that artificial intelligence can develop to the point that it can understand, if not everything, it can be, in essence, an approximation of omniscience. So that machines, as he said, would be better at answering questions than humans, and we would turn to the machines to answer all of our questions. Our job at that point will simply be to ask the questions. Now, I had to cut it out for sake of space. He also talked about that once the algorithm has developed sufficiently, human beings might actually be out of the loop in the sense that artificial intelligence will be coming up with better hypotheses to test. The entire notion behind transhumanism is that human beings are inherently flawed and that machines represent this sort of crystalline intelligence that will be in the near future far superior to us, basically making us barnacles on the hull of that machine. Now, I wrote about this, the metaverse, in the new issue of Salvo magazine. You can also find it at the top of my social media and on warroom.org. The title is Lost to Digital Delusion, and it's an investigation of this entire concept of trans in transhumanism, so that the metaverse not only represents an escape from reality, it represents a new type of delusion in which human identity is completely malleable, so that already you see Ray Kurzweil indulging this sort of transgender fetish that in his role as Ramona. That was from back in 2006. We reported on that a number of times, and ultimately, I think, boils down to the essence of virtual reality and digital culture, in that human identity is completely detached from the physical and social and spiritual substrate that we normally would have, so that a man can be a woman can be a man, or something completely non-gendered. There's also a sort of transracial fetish in the virtual world. There's also a trans-species fetish in the virtual world.
What do you mean? What do you mean trans-species?
To become different animals. I want to be a reindeer. I want to be an elephant. I want to be a dragon. And to the extent that people lose themselves in that digital culture, they really do come to identify with it. Hence the furry fetish. And then in the end, what we see is transhumanism. You see this transition, this transformation away from our deep human selves in the social matrix we exist in, and a transition towards something digital and ultimately fictitious.
How do people? I want to get these 2 magazines that you're up in. The people can find it. I want to get the rest of your writings.
Yes, Salvo Magazine. This is the spring issue. There's a lot of great stuff in here. Also, the editor, Robin Phillips, has a fantastic article about the implications of the metaverse. And then, of course, Chronicles Magazine, which is definitely the top intellectual conservative publication out there right now.
Yeah, no doubt. The guys at Chronicle. How do people get? By the way, you're not here tomorrow, right?
I'll be in the morning.
In the morning. We'll get you to the morning show. Of course, we got a special. We're going to do a special on Monday to end Memorial Day about the metaverse, and also about, I think, CRISPR. We get into CRISPR. So it's going to be shocking what you're going to hear on Monday. Joe will be here with us in the morning. How do people get to your writings in the interim?
Yeah, you can find both of these articles on my social media as well, though I encourage you to get the print editions at JOEBOTXYZ at Twitter and Getter, also joebot.xyz, and of course warroom.org, transhumanism tab at the top.